had some tacos, and apparently, let me turn this around. I don't think we're going swimming. The beach closed at 6, and I'll tell you what, it is nice and moderately cool and rainy here on Main Street in St. Elmo, Illinois. Cheyenne, and has her respirator. Cheyenne's been working on some of her projects, some cool burls, and some of this just needs hit with the surface conditioner. Okay? And then, of course, there's a lot of the cool, awesome stuff that she's worked on. Here's some of the knives made with her handle material. And just cool, awesome stuff. Cheyenne, what do you have coming up? What's going on? You want to explain to us what you're planning on doing? I'm assuming these are getting cleaned up first, and maybe
Yes.
maybe a light oil on them.
So these are actually I'm going to take them to the belt that's currently on the grinder right now, zip off a little bit of the excess resin that was on there, and then going to put a conditioning belt on there, kind of polish it up just a little bit.
Just make that grain pop, and contrast increases as a result.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, this is a great opportunity to go ahead and subscribe to the video, or subscribe to the channel rather. And we're going to try some of this cheap wood cleaner polish stuff on some of these. Now this is a really cool piece right here.
That one goes with these guys.
And that one is getting polished up there. Now you can see here, now these still have the popsicle sticks essentially attached to them that were used to hold down some of the burl in the resin as it was setting up, and giving you guys a pretty close-up review on these about what you could be seeing in the near future. Some of that's a translucent resin, and some of it you're getting a lot more burl. That one I really like. Lots of cool stuff right there. Anytime she's working with the purple, I really like the purple. Well, I don't know what more to say on that, but we will be filming over here. I'm going to be working on a couple projects while Cheyenne's working on a few projects. And that's usually what we're doing when we're not working, is we're working on other projects. So for those of you who ask, hey, what else do you do for work? This. Literally this. Now I'm going to turn this around real quick. Oh.
These will actually be able to be shown tomorrow.
All right, so those are still setting up. I've got a Damascus blank in the vise here, and then I have some saw blade knives that will be finished up probably tomorrow, I'm guessing. Clean up some of my mess. Since it's raining outside, we actually have the smoker in the shop with the door open. so that she can get her some more of her material cured. She's got so much material, she's running so much through that it's taking quite a bit of effort to do that. Dragon, how's it going? All right, so I'm gonna take my other stock removal Damascus blank, put it up there, and Cheyenne is getting ready to start on her process here. Now, we had a lot of people last time complaining about she wasn't wearing a respirator. She has a respirator. That's a matter of choice. Should we wear them for safety? Yes. This one she's been trying out, and her glasses have not been fogging up. Guys, I cut myself down to the muscle. You may be able to see that scar right there on top of my hand, and that was about a month and a half ago. If you can't see and you're using that, it's a lot. It's pretty dangerous. So we want to be safe about this. And that's one, Cheyenne. Oh, you're doing the... oh, okay. So you want to explain to them what you're doing as far as using a platen?
So this way, I am able to keep my handle material square.
Fairly square.
Square-ish. Not
Keeping things mostly level on it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to slide over here so we don't have the don't have that motor in the shot the entire time. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, great time to do so. I'm going to be working behind. I'll be manning the camera some, and then Cheyenne is also going to be working on her stuff. And, I'm going to go ahead and bring in the flag for axe throwing and a few things like that, so we don't have extra people walking through here.
Yep.
Okay. So she's going to, are you going to do these as a batch, or are you going to do them?
Yes.
Okay, so this is going to be batch. She'll come over and show this as she's working. So I'm assuming you're going to go across, you're going to use the quartz belt, and then we can do a quick reveal, and then you can do a surface conditioner. So you're going to do it assembly line style. Okay. So if anybody's got any legitimate questions about this, feel free to comment. Okay. So Cheyenne has her first block. First two blocks? Mm-hmm. Okay. So first two blocks that she can do a reveal on if she'd like.
So this was actually an experimental piece. I don't know if if you guys saw those ninja moves. Not so ninja moves. This actually has green and purple in it.
Okay. Very cool. You went with kind of a blue perloid resin on that?
Yes, blue and purple.
Okay.
And then this.
And that's another hybrid block. It's got some nice burl in it. So we got the blues, we got the purples. Okay, very cool. All right. So moving right along on the process here. Once these are ground, then she'll do the surface conditioning, oil them. And this is material that we use for doing knife handles, gun grips. We just sell the material. And you can contact Cheyenne if you like. You can always message, get information. Find us at Axon Maine Forge of Memory on Facebook.
This reminds me of being on the show.
The damn mask?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, Sean Flanagan, how's it going? So what's being done right now, Cheyenne's using a worn 36 grit that is really too worn for us to efficiently use it on blades. And it's a way that we use up our belts, we load them up, and once it's done, we just throw it away. But we get the most life we can out of them, so it's a little more economical, but it's also saves us from having to ruin good belts in the process. You can see Cheyenne on Season 9, Episode 5 of Forged in Fire. You can also check her out on social media at CB's Boneworks. Patrick Souza Art, how's it going? So very shortly, Cheyenne's going to do the kind of the short reveal on these, where she will, before she hits with the finishing belt, she's going to go through and spray these down with some wood cleaner. It's got some orange oil in it, and it's going to make those, it's going to make that material really pop. All right, Cheyenne. So how many have you got this time?
4.
You got 4? Now, the ones on the anvil, are they just ready for the surface conditioner?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm grabbing a paper towel and everything's slippery fast. So.
Now, are these all hybrid, or are they some resin? What's...
These are all hybrid.
Okay.
This one should mostly be pearl.
Now, is there, like, do you like the straight burl blocks? Do you like more hybrids? Do you like a certain amount of burl in your hybrid blocks?
To me, it depends on the grain.
Okay.
Some of them just need.
Let's get a good shot of that one when you get a moment.
There we go.
Okay. Got a lot of purples in there. It's kind of dark, but hey, there we go. Very cool. Actually, that's better. Much better. Better lighting.
Now, before even putting anything on that one,
Okay.
what's funny is, after oiling it though, this one goes very, very dark. That's black, blues, and purples.
Okay. And that's something you'd either cut into scales or just use as a handle block. You really,
Yes,
okay.
like that one.
Gotcha.
And this one's one of the tricolors as well.
Okay. So we got red, blue, and purple.
And then this one should be a darker purple as well. Kind of going with the subtle.
Now, are you going to oil these or do you poly them?
These get all oiled.
They all get oiled.
I won't poly my material anymore unless it's the finished product.
Okay. No, I mean once they're surface
Yeah.
conditioned.
No,
Okay.
I oil them.
All right, so now you're going to go ahead and switch over. All right, let me grab this real quick. So while Cheyenne's switching over surface conditioner, which is not overly exciting, we added a new case to the shop this week right here, and show you some of the items we got in there. We've got some of the hunting knives up here are all stabilized handle materials by Cheyenne. And then I just put some of the stag handled bowies down here because I could. I couldn't just have one shelf taken up in there. We had parties coming in, so. Once more, Cheyenne does take custom orders on material. Most of the time, she is busy with the production that she's doing. I do custom knives, tomahawks. We do forging experiences here. We have axe throwing, and once she gets through with those, I'm really, really looking forward to a couple of these getting ground on and so forth. All right, so I'm going to be moving back and forth, working on some different projects and so forth. Once she gets the anvil cleared off, I'm going to move the other pieces over. We're just using the anvil as a stand right now. Well, I don't know. The forge hasn't been fired up today.
No.
But we've been pretty busy on things, so.
Rotating.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Should we, which side are you working on over here?
I am right here.
You are right there.
Yep.
All right.
Sorry, I am blind as a bat right now.
That's offensive to vampires.
They use echolocation. What's funny is that they have bad eyesight, but there's a lot of humans that actually have worse eyesight than them.
Oh, there you go. everyone's concerned your hair is not in a bun.
It's that work from the grinder so fun.
So shortly after this, that's when we get the you do the oil review on these. Okay, very cool. So the oil review actually uses a combination. It's a diluted boiled linseed oil concoction that is composed of boiled linseed oil and mineral spirits. All right. Less flammable than acetone, and it doesn't evaporate quite the same. So. that girl, Dave. It's so all right, so how many you got left? If you guys haven't subscribed yet, it's a great time to do so. We've got other live videos on reviews, on builds, all kinds of fun stuff like that. Ryan wants to see your feet. Apparently he's got mental issues or something. And Don't Do It says he's into trannies. That's kind of cool. All right. Now these are all hybrid burl blocks that Cheyenne has done in the shop. These are some of the handle materials that she makes and sells. Okay, Boydman, no, those axes behind Cheyenne, the ones to the right are cold steel, and the ones to the left, the top one is a cast Iberia, and the bottom one, I don't know, is some form of a reproduction of a Biscayne Bay axe that happened to have like a buffalo skull stamped into it that I like. So the two tomahawks I actually carried at one point when I did frontier reenactment and when I was running around in the woods. And then the Viking axes I actually, the bottom one I used to use for yard work quite a bit. But we do make quite a few axes. Most of them, I mean, like if you look right over there's some spiked tomahawks and cool stuff like that. We do quite a few axes and tomahawks, but the decor is usually produced by Windlass or Hanway. Felipe Soto, hello, how's it going? All right. I think I think there's some positive comments, but they appear to be in, it looks like Greek, possibly, or Russian. I'm not real sure. Pete, how's it going? So Cheyenne is using a surface conditioner on these blocks of handle material that she's working on. I'm going to move the camera now into some better. Well, axes are one of those things that look simple but are kind of hard to make. Yeah, Void man, that's pretty accurate. As far as bladesmithing goes, I mean, I can come in here. I can make a Bowie knife or a Damascus hunting knife. Fairly easy, but when it comes down to making axes, it requires other tooling, drifts, and so forth. Give you an idea, like here's some of the tomahawks and stuff that we make in the shop here. All right, let's see. I guess we get better lighting from over here, if you want to do that.
Should I just do a mass wipe down?
You could, and let me move a few things here. I'm going to move these knives And Cheyenne will be doing the oil reveal on this. Okay, so Cheyenne, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to zoom in on these. So that we can get, so can you go through and just wipe the front of each one? Okay, cool. So Cheyenne's going to do that. While she's doing that, I'm going to be off camera moving some of her other material. You know what would make this? No, I'm not from Aberdeen, Jeff. Try to get this where there's less glare. There we go. Oh, very cool. But that at the same time, it scares me that there may be other Dustin Rhodes out there besides
The wrestler.
like the wrestler and the actor, and I think there's a singer and then me. So Pete says beautiful materials. Okay, so Jeff W. She is making hybrid handle material, which is mostly stabilized burl, and
Every single one of these were dyed this time.
dyed and stabilized handle material for like knives and gun grips and things like that. I can show you some of. Now this is just dyed and stabilized curly maple right here.
The front one is dyed and stabilized flame birch.
Oh, I'm sorry, flame birch on the Damascus piece right there. And then you can see some of the other pieces. The better ones, like that are mostly the burl, those are higher priced. But she does a lot of different stuff. Here's an example of what the lavender curly maple looks like. I used a Damascus blank for that one, and same right there with the purple. So I'm going to be doing up some more. Sometimes I don't use, like on one of these little saw blade knives like this, that's just oiled Purple Heart. But the stabilization and the dyeing process, dyeing doesn't work as well on Purple Heart, but like when you stabilize them, they're a lot more dense, they're a lot more durable, and it's not affected near as much by temperature, humidity, things like that. But got some really cool materials coming together here. If you guys haven't subscribed, it's a great time to do that, and I'll plug that throughout the video because that's what we do. So while Cheyenne's doing this and getting stuff finished up, Jeff, our website is being finished out right now.
You can contact us on Facebook at Axel Main Fortune Memory.
Yeah, you can find us on social media. Dustin Rhodes Forge Works, Axel Main Forge Memory, CB's Bone Works. Somebody wants a crack pipe. Yeah, probably not. Sorry, we don't deal with you guys.
No.
That's sad.
Not every skinny person's on drugs.
People keep asking if you're trans for some reason. I don't know why.
I have boobs and a vagina that are naturally from when I was born, but you do you.
Nope. We don't deal with meth heads either.
Nope. We don't approve of drugs
No,
businesses or being affiliated.
They get chased off with loaded guns and sometimes get them discharged in their direction in the process. We just don't play that.
No. We do not tolerate that.
All right. So what we're doing, you can see now that the oil's kind of soaked into those pieces and how the color and the patterns popped. Cheyenne, do you want me to take those, put them over here on a foam board?
Yes.
Okay.
Once they're finished. We understand that if you need to cope that way and have some type of projection onto others, that's one thing, but we don't approve of that here.
Okay, let's see. What are you making? Stabilized handle material. Autocorrect's a wonderful thing. It's like technology. When it works right, it's great. Otherwise, it's a hindrance. All right. So, those are all looking really nice. Next, we'll be doing, you've got 7 hybrid blocks over there that'll be coming up.
Those are the ones.
We don't sell on eBay. We sell direct. We've got an e-commerce page coming up soon, and some of these will be available on Forged and Fire Knife Makers Marketplace on Facebook. But those are some nice blocks. Let me turn this around. So what Cheyenne's doing right now, she's disposing of that oily rag in the forge. That way it's the safest place we can put it. And I'm going to bring each one of those blocks over, just bring them over one at a time. And I've got a foam board right here. Do we ship to the UK? Yes. If you're shipping, if you're purchasing, we will ship international. Just got the international shipping prices. You can find me on Instagram at Dustin. It should be Dustin-Rhodes or no, it's underscore. Dustin_Rhodes_Forge_
I have to find my phone to be able to figure out what mine is.
But I'm going to go ahead and start bringing these over. I said one at a time, but the small ones I can carry more than one at a time. So this is some dark burl in it. Quite a bit of dark burl. That's a very dark block, to say the least. Which anymore she doesn't do too many of those because you can't see the wood as well. Now, if you're doing a hidden tang, you may not want to see the tang, but you definitely want to see the burl, and like some of this just looks really, really awesome. And you can find Cheyenne at cheyenne.brown.95. Maybe mine's dot and not underscore. I don't remember.
Let me pull yours up.
That looks like something off of a Star Trek movie. Rhodes, Rhodes.
Yours is underscore.
Mine is underscore.
Dustin_Rhodes_Forge_works. Yours is a mouthful.
I try to be. All right. This one, this is one that she was talking about that has kind of that resin, the burl in the corner, and has that tricolor where it's got the blue and the purple and the red. Just really awesome, nice looking pieces. And then you get into this where it's more burl, and this this is where I'm at, people. This is,
I'll grab my favorite piece.
that's pretty cool. Cheyenne's going to grab one of her favorite pieces to show you guys.
That one's one of my favorites. Yes. That's actually, so the solid burl would be similar to...
You can use them as paperweights. You buy them, you can do whatever you want with them.
That's solid burl.
But yeah, just cool stuff like that. So, lots of cool, fun stuff. Cheyenne's got 7 more blocks to finish out. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time to do it. She's going back to the platen so she can get stuff squared up.
So we do bounce back and forth in between the grinder parts that we actually use and the different belts.
Okay.
Depends on the purpose that you're wanting it for.
So what we're using here is a mini dictator grinder. It's a 2x72 single speed, single phase. It's a 110. It would be very cool as coffee table legs or anything like that. So there's a platen down there that she's getting ready to put on there. And I am going to go do windmills with swords.
Stretching out the muscles.
Yeah, pretty much.
Understandable.
Trying to increase range of movement mostly. Range of movement.
Range of motion.
Yeah. Yes, we do make wood carving blades.
Yes, we do.
Cheyenne, you're going to get a kick out of this. Chuck, who apparently is mentally not something, he thinks you're about 210.
That's actually double my weight.
Well, I bet Chuck hasn't seen his penis in decades.
I am 5'4" and 105 pounds now.
That is funny.
But no, you guys worried about my weight and everything. I have Ehlers-Danlos and a hypermobility issue. I've always been small.
All right, so what we'll be doing next, Cheyenne's going to start removing some of the material here. And yes, it's a popsicle stick that got stuck to the top of it because she was using that to weight down the burl so it doesn't float up. There's a buoyancy factor when you're using that resin, just like dropping a block of wood into water. So
the 3 I'm going to work on are actually the new ones.
now we get to zoom in on these.
You see how rough they look and everything?
All right, cool.
Now it's going to get this in here.
Now this is going to produce a lot of dust, people. Well, Mike Hawk, technically, yeah, but the body does have a tendency to clear out. It's just not the healthiest thing to breathe. Okay, mark demarker. For wood carving knives, we do those basically by order. Majority of our work's custom work. Occasionally we make something extra, and that's how we get the extra tomahawks and stuff in here. But if you want to contact us, find us on social media on either Facebook or Instagram. We can definitely discuss that. Right now on the side, I can definitely see the transition between the burl and the resin, so that's very cool. J Sharp 1776, are you in Illinois? J Sharp 1776, and unfortunately we are in Illinois, yes. That's cool. We this is a sole proprietorship, so we really don't have to do the OSHA stuff. There's no employees here. This is a private. There you go, J Sharp. You got it. Individual artists working out of the same shop is what this is. All right, here we go. She's using the belt dresser, taking off a lot of that build up, that load up on that belt. Very cool, man, very cool. Now, J Sharp 1776, what kind of knives do you guys do? It's a great time to go ahead and subscribe. We just hit 1,000 subscribers a couple days ago. Now we're on our way to 2. We're going to see how it goes. Okay, so that is like the weirdest red, like blood spray vapor I've ever seen without causing it with a firearm while hunting. Very cool. I've used 4140 for some bigger choppers at times. I usually end up using 4140 for axes and hammers and sometimes some tooling. Alright, so it looks like it's coming up on having 2 blocks done. So this is really, it's really kind of an important part here where she's got to, one, leave enough material to make it worthwhile for the consumer to purchase, but also to grind it down enough to where it's attractive enough for someone to say, hey, I can justify spending my my hard-earned money on this. So it just kind of depends on the day. Warmed by the kitchen. So Cheyenne is making, she's processing blocks of hybrid handle materials to stabilize, dyed and stabilized burl set into resin. It's actually really beautiful material once it's done. But this is part of the process where everything's evened out and made more uniform. You're welcome. Elisa, how's it going? Most likely. Hello from Italy. Well, Elisa, hello from the U.S. Okay, so you've got several pieces now. Are you taking a break? What's
Doing 3 at a time.
Oh wow. Now we've got everybody hoping you get your hair ripped out.
Grow up.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. Not like the video, then commenting, because all you're doing is actually giving us more reactions.
But be sure to like and subscribe if you got time for that. All right, so what we'll be doing next, how many did you get done?
3.
You got 3 done?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you going to do a soft reveal on them, or are you going to wait till all of them are done? What's your plans?
Talk about doing a soft reveal.
It may have, if there's hints of blue, sharpening, it may have got hotter. Then again, it may just be a reflection. It's hard to say, or if it was blued, it's hard to say. It could be. So, Mark D. Maker, I mean, if it's that far under a microscope, I mean, if you've got to microscopically amplify that, it's likely okay. How do you sharpen your carving blades? Because that oxide only appears on the surface. It doesn't go down into the steel. Now, Cheyenne will still hit these with a surface conditioner. And here's...
I think this is one I was calling a spaghetti now. Without the grain.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna reach through here while she's spraying those others. And now all of that will kind of pop and get more defined once it's hit with the surface conditioner and then oiled. Okay, yeah. Mark D. Maker, not likely. That may be an oxide or something, but it's not likely it's from overheating. Like I said, if it does appear while grinding or in the process of application of heat, it's an oxide, but it is only on the surface of the steel. So it may be an oxide, but it probably isn't from overheating. I mean, a lot of heat can be generated with a strop, though. So it's hard to say. All right, here's the other end. These just look really awesome with the reds and the yellows and just all the earth tones and everything. And you can cut pin blanks out of these. There's a lot of different things you can do with them. So Mark D. Maker, the level of sharpening you're going to, what types of woods do you use? Are you cutting cross grain? Give me some info on that. I find that very interesting. Now this is a hybrid block here. You can see the darker material and how the burl is really set off by it. Okay. Okay. Cheyenne's getting a drink here, and then turn this around. We do produce a lot of dust in the process in here. And then we go through and we clean it all up, but
Again and again and again.
All part of the process. Now, she's got 4 more blocks here.
Which I might zip through them.
She said she's going to go ahead and zip through those, so.
That we can just soft release.
Very cool. All right, guys. If you haven't subscribed, it's a great time to do so. I'm going to hop off here so she can get this done and we can relax for the evening. Please subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends. Share it out. Catch you in a few.